On January 1, 2026, Victoria Kafka Jones was found dead in a hotel room at the Fairmount San Francisco on Nob Hill. She was 34 years old. Victoria was the daughter of Academy Award-winning actor Tommy Lee Jones, one of Hollywood's most respected and reclusive stars. This is the story of her life, her family legacy, and the tragic circumstances surrounding her death.
To understand Victoria's story, we need to first understand her father, Tommy Lee Jones, a man who has defined himself through his work rather than his personal life. Born on September 15, 1946 in San Saba, Texas, Jones grew up in a working-class environment. His mother, Lucille Marie, was a police officer and beauty shop owner. His father, Clyde C. Jones, worked in the oil fields. Before becoming an actor, Tommy worked in underwater construction and on oil rigs, jobs that shaped his work ethic and his desire to escape that life through entertainment.
Jones attended St. Mark's School of Dallas on a scholarship, which opened doors to higher education. He went on to Harvard College, where he was part of the class of 1969. At Harvard, something remarkable happened. He became roommates with a future Vice President of the United States, Al Gore. The two lived together for 4 years, and their friendship became legendary. Years later, at the 2000 Democratic National Convention, Tommy would recall, "I lived with him for 4 years, and what did we do? We shot pool and we watched Star Trek when maybe we should have been studying for exams. Al is the closest thing I've had to a brother." After Harvard, Tommy pursued acting seriously. He made his Broadway debut in 1969 and appeared in his first film, Love Story, in 1970. But it would take years before he became a household name. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, he built his reputation with steady work in television and film. He won an Emmy Award in 1982 for his role in The Executioner's Song, where he played executed murderer Gary Gilmore.
The real breakthrough came in the 1990s. In 1991, he was nominated for an Academy Award for his role in JFK. 2 years later, he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for The Fugitive, where he played U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard opposite Harrison Ford. He also won the Golden Globe for the same role. After that Oscar win, Tommy Lee Jones became one of the most sought-after actors in Hollywood. He went on to appear in films like Natural Born Killers, Batman Forever, and the Men in Black franchise, where he played the deadpan Agent K alongside Will Smith. His career continued to flourish. In 2007, he appeared in the Coen brothers' No Country for Old Men, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture. That same year, he was nominated for Best Actor for In the Valley of Elah. In 2012, he appeared in Steven Spielberg's Lincoln and was nominated for his 4th Academy Award. By the time of his daughter Victoria's death, Tommy Lee Jones had become a Hollywood legend, someone with an estimated net worth of $100 million, a man who had worked with the greatest directors of his generation, and someone who had deliberately kept his personal life out of the spotlight. Despite his fame, Tommy Lee Jones has always been remarkably private about his personal life. He has been married 3 times. His first marriage was to Catherine Lardner in 1971. Catherine was the niece of screenwriter and journalist Ring Lardner Jr. That marriage lasted 7 years and ended in divorce in 1978. They had no children together. His second marriage was to Kimberlia Claughley, whom he met on the set of Backroads in 1980, where she was working as an extra and photographer. They married on May 30th, 1981. This marriage would produce 2 children, both of whom would go on to work in entertainment. Their son, Austin Leonard Jones, was born on November 9, 1982, in Auckland, New Zealand. Their daughter, Victoria Kafka Jones, was born on September 3, 1991, in San Antonio, Texas.
The marriage to Kimberlia lasted 15 years. She filed for divorce in August 1995, citing what court documents describe as discord or conflict of personalities. The divorce was finalized in March 1996. Interestingly, Kimberlia's father was Phil Hardberger, who would later serve as the mayor of San Antonio and then as a judge, so Victoria and Austin grew up with significant family prominence on both sides. Tommy's third and current marriage is to Dawn Laurel, whom he met on the set of The Good Old Boys in 1995, where she was working as an assistant camera operator. They married on March 19, 2001, and remain married today. Dawn has worked extensively in film as a photographer and camera operator on numerous Hollywood productions. Tommy and Dawn have no children together.
Throughout his marriages, Tommy maintained a private life centered around his work and later his interests in ranching and polo. He and Dawn Laurel Jones own a 150-year-old cattle ranch in Texas and a 74-acre polo estate in Buenos Aires, Argentina. This was the world Victoria and Austin grew up in, a world of privilege, but also a world where their father was one of the most famous actors on the planet, yet determined to keep his family away from public scrutiny.
Victoria Kafka Jones was born on September 3, 1991, in San Antonio, Texas. Growing up as the daughter of Tommy Lee Jones meant growing up with extraordinary privilege, but also with extraordinary privacy. Unlike many celebrity children who court the spotlight, Victoria largely stayed out of the public eye. However, she did follow her father into the entertainment industry. Her acting debut came in 2002, when, at just 11 years old, she appeared in Men in Black 2, alongside her father Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. In 2003, she had a guest role on the television series One Tree Hill. In 2005, she appeared in The Three Burials of Melquiades Estrada, which her father directed, and in 2014, she was credited as part of her father's film, The Homesman.
In a 2006 interview with The New Yorker, Tommy Lee Jones spoke about his daughter's talents. She's a good actress, has her SAG card, speaks impeccable Spanish. When she was a baby, I told Leticia, her nurse, to speak to her in Spanish. This reveals something important about Tommy's parenting. He was intentional about exposing his children to different cultures and languages. Victoria's fluency in Spanish was a deliberate part of her upbringing. Despite having a famous father and working in Hollywood, Victoria chose to keep a low profile. There were few red carpet appearances, few interviews, and few public statements. The most notable public appearance was in 2017, when she attended the premiere of Just Getting Started with her father, Tommy Lee Jones, and her stepmother, Dawn Laurel Jones. But in the years leading up to her death, Victoria struggled. In 2011, she was arrested for theft in the amount of $50 to $500. That charge was later dismissed. However, the more serious issues emerged in 2025. On April 28, 2025, Victoria was arrested in Napa County, California, and charged with 3 misdemeanors: obstructing a peace officer, being under the influence of a controlled substance without a valid prescription, and possession of a controlled substance without a valid prescription. She pleaded not guilty. Then, less than 2 months later, on June 17, 2025, Victoria was arrested again in Napa County, this time for misdemeanor domestic battery. She entered a not guilty plea on July 1, 2025. These arrests suggest that Victoria was struggling with substance abuse issues and possibly relationship problems. And then, just over 6 months after that second arrest, Victoria was found dead. On January 1st, 2026, the Fairmont San Francisco was hosting a New Year's celebration. The historic hotel, located on Nob Hill in San Francisco, was filled with guests enjoying live music, dancing, and the famous Mai Tais from the hotel's legendary Tonga Room. It was a night of celebration, a night of new beginnings, a night when many people were thinking about fresh starts and new chapters in their lives. Early in the morning of January 1st, at approximately 2:52 to 3:15 a.m., a hotel guest discovered Victoria Kafka Jones unresponsive in a room on the hotel's 14th floor. The guest called for help immediately. The San Francisco Fire Department, the San Francisco Police Department, and paramedics all responded to the scene. When they arrived, They found Victoria in critical condition. By the time the paramedics examined her, it was clear that she could not be saved. Victoria was pronounced dead at the scene just before 3 a.m.
The 911 dispatch audio from that morning revealed something significant. The call was classified as Code 3 for the overdose, color change. The term color change in emergency medical terminology refers to cyanosis, a condition where the skin, lips, or nails turn blue or purple due to low oxygen levels in the blood. This is often linked to cardiac or respiratory failure. This dispatch information suggested a possible drug overdose, though nothing was confirmed at that moment. Victoria's body remained at the scene while authorities began their investigation. The San Francisco Police Department and the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner took over. The family was notified of Victoria's death through official channels.
Victoria Kafka Jones was 34 years old when she died. She was an actress, a Spanish speaker, a polo enthusiast, and the daughter of one of Hollywood's greatest actors. She deserved better, and her family deserves our respect and our compassion as they grieve her loss. Thank you for watching. If you or someone you know is struggling with substance abuse, please reach out for help. Resources are available. You don't have to suffer alone. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if there's another story you'd like me to cover.